Okay, shall we, because Ariane is here, so she can watch my mouth. So we can do the Saraswati, and anybody would like to do the teacher student? Sahana. Yeah, Kama Devi. Okay,
I
great.
can do it.
Yeah. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Good. Open the mouth. Dropping. Ah, good. Very good.
Om Sahanao Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
So make a note, Kama. Om Sahana na open, just dropping. Om Sahana. Do it one more time.
Om Sahana Bhavatu. Sahana.
Yeah. So, and that's a really nice tool to especially when you like learn in the beginning, to just make sure you just drop the jaw. That's going to release a lot of tension. You can even try this. You take 2 fingers, you find a little group, like what do you call it? Like when you press, it's a place. If you press quite hard, it can be quite sensitive there. It's also a quite nice place where you get a massage. So take your 2 fingers and you find that spot. Nick, can you find it? 2 fingers, hold on, yeah, find that. And when you open, you notice that the bones are kind of moving. You see that? Now, what happens is when you open your jaw, that's a point there is releasing. That's releasing a lot of tension. And you can see that with, for example, just an example, people who very tense, tend to hold on to, the emotion. So as they start chanting, this is start working the unconscious, and then tension is releasing and you start breathing. And so that's why the dropping of the jaw is very powerful. And get into that as down and up again, down. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Good. Great. Okay. Paulina is here. Everybody's here. Almost everybody here. Okay. So I'm going to give you, we're going to be a little bit technical today. So if it doesn't click straight away, don't worry. I'm going to explain again and again and again. I think, Ariane, if you come to this side, you can see what everybody else see. All right. Now, we're going to go into first. I want to show you this. So this is, so the last home fun was to pick a word and do the declension by yourself. And Nick, if you saw that, he did a fantastic document where you easily can print that and have that as a formula to fill in the declension very easy. But look at this. There's something says here. In 3, 1 and 6, 3. So we're talking about this one here. This is the 3, 1, right? And we're talking about the 6, 3. So there's a special rule here that we have to learn. So it says that in 3 and 6, 3, there is natwa, natwa, natwa. The natwa is the name of the sandhi. Okay, so some of you been exposed to sandhis before, and some of you have not. So it's nothing, just think about this is the name. It's just to name that sandhi. So you can, if you talk about it, it's like, I'm talking about that one, okay? Takes place when applicable, and this is says refer to 842. So there's the other book, which is Mishika's Sandhi book, which we're going to look at, and we're going to go into the 842 in the volume 2. All right, so we're going to look at this rule and see what does that mean. What does that rule mean? Okay, all right, so now I'm in volume 2, and I find this this natwan. So this is the sandhi that she's referring to. All right, so what does it say here? Paulina, can you read what it says here?
I can't see the document.
Oh, wait, hold on. Now, maybe?
Yes. 841 repa slash reading. Sha Shabhyam.
Biham. Good. Now, Nick, what do you think this one means? 5-2. What do you think that is referring to?
I presume the fifth case Panchami dual.
Yes.
Vachanam.
Good. Did everybody follow that? Was that confusing for everybody? Is there anyone who go like, I don't know what is, did everyone follow? The fifth case dual. Panchami, Vibhakti, Dvi, Vachana. Okay, everybody with me? So the 5-2 is referring. Now look at this. You see the ending here, right? So this is the ending. If you're looking at the Rama Shabda and you're looking at the 5-2, you see this. Biham, right? The same as you're saying Rama Biham. Here you're saying Sha Biham. So it's a fifth case, from Repa and Sha, and there are two, right? So that's why they're putting in dual, because they're talking about the Repa and the Shakara, right? And the two letters, right? And then it says, Paulina, what does it say here?
It says Taha.
No.
Naha.
And what does it say here?
Naha.
Good. And what does it say here?
Samana. Pade.
Good. Samana pade.
Pade.
And look at the, what does this one mean? Bea.
Saptami Vibhakti Ekavachanam.
Good. Ekavachanam. Good. Now, so this is the when you're going into the Panini, like all the rules, they will be listed. So this is a special, like this is how the rule will be written. Now, another way to explain exactly what says here is with English words, right? So maybe Bea, can you read this one, this line here? Sorry.
Nakara?
Yeah.
Is the substitute for na? No.
Yeah.
Yes, nakara. When the nakara is immediately preceded by jakara or
This one is
jakara, is it?
repa.
Okay, sorry, it's very small. Oh yes, the repa like above. By repa or shakara in the same word.
Okay,
So, mm,
good.
no.
All right. So now for some of this, for some of you guys, this is going to be a little bit new things, and for some of you, seen this before. This one are called abbreviations. So a lot of the rules in Sanskritam is written with abbreviations, like short little like code, and it need to be decoded. So you have a code, but then you have to have something to say, what does that mean, right? All these things, like this one here, is a code from something which is called the Maheshwaraha. Okay, and we're going to look at this. So you see that it's, what does it say here, Nick?
Says
Ad.
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 At, right? Tongue back. At. So remember this code, Nick? You see this? And also remember, yeah, that's one there. Okay, so now we're going to go to the Maheshwara, and I think it's in the same here, this one, page number 10. Okay, page number 10 in volume 2. Okay, so this one, it's genius. This one, so what, just to give you a little short history, one part of Samskrita. So it was in the beginning, everything was verbally translated, like teacher, student, and because the word and the sounds were so sacred, there were families that protected them to make sure that they were kept alive. But there is, when so don't get confused with Patanjali, because you have Patanjali sutras, like Patanjali, like yoga, that there's many people who have the name Patanjali, but this is the Patanjali that with the Sanskritam. So what he did, genius, he took all this family that was protecting all this grammar, he gathered them and made one grammar that was, and then he wrote all these rules, just because he was listening to people when they were talking, and he was writing it down. So that's why we have all the sandhis, and that's why he wrote down, okay, when you know, all the sandhis, savarna and so on, so the gunas, the vriddhi, and so on. So he wrote it down and made all these rules that you saw now. Now, one of the things that he and that the story is that it came from Shiva, that it was like it was told. So this one is called Maheshwaraha. Now, remember that the code that was written before, it was At, right? Now, some of you are gonna maybe remember, so the way to write it would be this one, right? That was a code, right? So we can make it a little bit bigger. Can you see that? Now, the first letter is the letter where you look for that letter, okay? The second one, this second one is called a it letter. It's a marker on this special decoding Maheshwara Sutrani. It's a it letter. It's just a marker. An it letter is a letter in that has a circle around it. Now, look at this one. So here you have the first letter, right? Here you have a akara, right? And then we were saying the second one is a prakara, right? It's an it letter and it has a circle around it, right? So let's go through here and we're finding that, nah, it's not this one. I'm looking at this circle here. No, that doesn't make it. It's not this one. It's not this one. It's not this one. Ah, here it is, right? Here it is. Now, once you actually get an eye for this, you actually very quickly find the it letter. Now, Nick, so look at this. We started here, right? And we ended here. Now, when we describing the letters that are in this code, we are not, when we're jumping over the letters with a circle around it because they're only it letters, they're only markers. Can you tell us the letters from here until here? So you got
akara. That's the E.
good, ikara.
Akara. That is the ukara. That is the nakara.
So you jump over this one. You
Oh,
don't.
jump
You
over
don't. You jump over it and you go straight to the next one.
Rakara. Ulkara.
Good. And this one.
That is a I can't remember. Well, I can hunt for it.
It's a diphthong. It's the one. It's a diphthong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
First,
Ekara.
make sure it's long. E.
O.
O. It's also long.
I.
Good.
And that must be owl.
Good. And then we got a couple of more. This one.
So this says it's a semi-vowel.
This one
and that is,
is the last letter. The last letter in the alphabet.
hakara.
Good.
Yakara, bakara, repa.
Good. Now, so what you did now was you went through all the letters that are included in the code, and the code is at, right? But look at this one. When you go to the side here, you notice also that you can also say, you can either say all the simple vowels or the diphthongs, and you can also say all the semi-vowels minus, you have to go minus lakara. Or you could even say all the vowels plus semi-vowels minus hakara. Or you can just go and say the code itself. You can just go, if you speak into someone who is familiar with the Mahesh Sutrani, then you can go, oh, it's an at. And then the person go like, ah. And if there's a code that they're familiar with, then they're gonna go, oh, I know what you're talking about. Instead of going, have to say all the letters. Does this make sense? Is this clearly made? Yeah? Any questions so far?
Well, I'm completely lost. I've forgotten what the purpose of all this is now.
We're
So-
coming to that. Yeah, we're coming to that. Just hold on for
I
this.
had a question. When you say plus all the semivowels plus hakara, but there is some extra letter, right? That's not included in the art. Is that the anusvaraha?
This
Like in the
one-
semivowels?
No,
Yeah.
this one is it's actually with the Ardha Chandra. You see this?
Yeah.
It's so it's a Vedic sound. It's a nasalized. This one could have been written without it, but she wrote it with the Ardha Chanda.
Okay. But that's the, let me see, that's the la.
Yeah.
Lakara.
Lakara.
But don't you say then plus all semivowels plus hakara minus lakara?
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
or,
You could
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Hakara plus the semivowels minus Lakara.
yeah. And what did you call that beautiful thing on top again?
Ardha.
No,
Ardha Chandra, half moon. Half moon.
it's
Ardha.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I know we've seen it before, but I forgot.
That's when you have this special the people who are in the chanting classes, you have this Vasa Gum. You know this? Gum. Vasa Gum. Gum. It's a Ardha Chanda. Gum. Gum. You have it when you start listening now, you're gonna hear it a lot. You hear it and gum, gum.
So that only means that the letter is
you have it-
nasalized.
No, it's a special sound.
Aha. Is it connected to the actual letter that is on top?
Yeah.
So then you nasalize that letter, or
Yeah. It's a special.
okay,
Yeah. Special.
okay, beautiful.
Yeah, and you have it in Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Suvaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Tabaha, Ogum. You hear that? Ogum Satyam. You hear that? Gum, Gum, Gum Satyam. That's a Ardha Chandra.
So Ingela, how does it sound with the l? Is it lung? Lung.
I have to see it in a word, but
Okay.
it would be like it's like a like it goes, the sound goes through the cavities, and it's a very like a gong feeling. Yeah. But yeah. Okay, good. All right, let's go back to our where was it? All right, so far we decoded this one, right? So if you want to later, you can write all the letters that Nick was mentioning here later. Now here it says ku, and this is also say, what does it say here? Kamadevi, what does this, can you see what it says here?
Over here, this is a kakara with a yakara with a
No. Wait, just spell it. First you had a kakara, and then you have, what's the vowel?
akara.
Good.
Then a bakara with a akara, and a gakara with a akara, and then that's a repa.
Yeah, where does that go?
It's at the end of the shelf, which means it comes first. Is that right?
Say it again. It what?
The rep is on top at the end of the shelf, which means it came first.
Yes.
The repa came before the vowel.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
the conjunct
before
consonant.
the gakara. Yeah.
So it must have come. Now that's the thing with the repa, that I don't know exactly where it is in the phrase, because kakara is already, you're saying it's the ga.
Yeah, it's just before the gakara. So it's what it says here is ka var gaha. Kavargaha.
Gara.
So you first you have ka, right?
Ka.
And then you have var,
Var.
var,
Var.
gaha. Kavargaha.
Kavargaha.
So this is a name is for I told you it's going to be technical today. Look at the alphabet. So in Sanskritam, this is referring to all the guttural letters, consonant. So you got ka, ga, nga. So what they've done is they're just using the first letter, and by either calling it ku or calling it kavargaha, they're saying I'm referring to all these 5 letters. Okay, it's just the name, it's just a code. Okay, remember we're just like, it's just a name, it's just referring to something which is much more. By just using like a abbreviation or code, we okay, you help me get the charger. Where's the so it's a code. All right, now here we
Davy.
Yeah.
Asking a silly question, possibly. Is ku part of the Maheshwara Sutrani, or is this something complete? No. Aha. Right. Thank you. I
no
was getting a little confused.
no, this is something separate. So
Reference.
yeah.
Can I also ask a possibly silly question? This document, did you send it to us? 'Cause I can't find it.
Yeah, we can put it again in the group,
Okay, thanks.
so you can download it. So remember that these ones, the one that was the ku, they were referring to the guttural consonants, right? Now, what do you think pu is referring to? Anybody?
All the labials, perhaps?
Yeah, the labials, right? And watch, Bea, what are those letters?
Is pa, pa, ba, ba, ma.
Good. Everybody, so the pu and the pavargaha is the same thing. There's no difference. All right. Now, this is a code for Bea, what does it say here?
Oh, that's bash. Is the first letter oh no, it's not a. Can I have some help for the first letter? So I don't think I remember.
Can someone
that.
help Bea?
Is it u?
Oh, yes. So it's upash, oh no, upasra, upas. So that's a Saraswati, followed by a repa. Upasra, ga.
So you have upa, and then you have sar.
Oh,
Ga.
sarga. Upasarga.
Upasarga. And this one is, so this is absolutely new to all of you. Okay. Let's go there. All right. Everybody okay? Yeah. All right. It's a little bit. So again, the name Upasarga, it's the technical word referring to a group of words. Say. Okay, so now we're gonna have to go into the book number 1 and page number. I'm just gonna go into where are they? Upasargas.
What does one of upasargas mean? Or that's what you're gonna explain?
Yeah, there's 22. There's 22 upasargas. Just gonna find it. Give me 2 seconds. Where are you? No. No, it's in book number 1. I can't find them. All right, I'm gonna share them with you. Hey, Carola. So what it is, there is it 20? I think it's 22 upasargas. They are like prefixes. So there's special words that are added. So you have a prefix that is added on the root, on the dhatu. And we had that, what was that example in English? You know, we said that you can say credible, but then you say incredible. And the meaning can shift, or sometimes it doesn't shift, or sometimes it does shift, right? You have valuable, invaluable. So you have all these prefixes. We have that in English and probably in all languages, things that we put in front and it shifts the meaning. All right. So when we're talking about the upasargas, there are 22. They fall into this group of prefixes that is added before the word, and it can shift the meaning. Okay. For now on, you just need to know that there is something called upasargas. And there's like a prefix, something that is added on before the word, and it can shift the meaning, or it can increase the meaning, or it can decrease something. It can affect the meaning of the word. All right. Now let's go back to our Sunday rule.
Could you write it in transliteration?
Which one? The upasarga, you mean?
Yeah.
In how to write it, you mean? How to write the...
Yeah, how it's written in transliteration, and then also if we can just see it in the Devanagari.
Yeah, I'm going to find it for you, but I think it was written here, right? Was it?
I tried to write it in the chat. I'm not sure if that's correct though.
Upasarga. Upasarga. I will write it for you, Kama. Okay. Now, I just want to go back to this one so we don't go so we stay with this sandhi. Now, what does it mean? It says that if there, so there's a lot of technical word. Just to simplify it is to say that if you have a word and you have a repa or you have a shakara in it, and you have any one of these letters in between, then you're gonna have a shift from nakara to a nakara. Okay? As I know it's confusing. I know it's confusing. Just hold on. I know it's confusing. Give me a couple of more minutes. I will help you. Don't worry. Don't panic. You know, I know because I had to figure out this by myself. And so I know how it can be really tricky, but I'm trying to explain it so you can really grasp it, because if you grasp this now, that's going to help you a lot in later on with the declension. Okay. All right, hold on. Okay, so we're back here. Now, notice here that you have a nakara, right? Nakara. The reason why that is a nakara is because there's a repa in the world. Now, let's go down to this here. This one is acharya. Acharya. What do you think acharya, is that with a na or with a na? Anybody? Is it with a na? Does it have a repa in it, or does it have a sha in it?
Yes, a repa.
It's a repa.
So it should change, perhaps.
Yeah, so that's why it becomes acharya na. What about Ishwara? Does that become a na or a na? Is it Ishwarena or is it Ishwarena?
Can you say again which letter in the word that makes it change? So it's the repa.
And sha. So the sibilant.
Uh-huh.
The sibilant, the murdha sibilant.
So if it's like, so if the letter is included, has a repa in it, it changes in one way, and if it has a sha in it, it doesn't change, I guess.
Oh, if it's a repa or sha. If it doesn't have that, it stay with a dental nakara.
Okay. Yes.
Clicking. So
I think so.
Paulina, what would you do? How would you say this one in the third case singular?
Third case singular. Third case singular. Ishvarena.
Good. Tongue goes back, right? What about Alice? What about guna? Does guna have a repa in it or a shakara?
No.
No. So what do you think? How would you do this one in 3-1?
Sorry, I've missed.
That's okay.
Grasping what that was about. So obviously, if you've got the repa or the shakara, it affects it how?
So if it's a repa or a shakara, then the 3-1 becomes na instead of na. Na and na. So here you don't have any repa and you don't have any shakara, right? Yeah.
So it stays as a na, and it doesn't change to a na. It stays as na.
it stays a dental. So this one would be gune na, 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 gune na. Mm. Now, what about Nick? What does it say here?
Grammar.
Grama, right? Do you have a repa in it?
Yes.
Yes. So that means that it becomes e na, right? E na.
Is that the cerebral one you're talking about?
Yeah. I'm talking
And the
about
previous one was just the dental one.
exactly, because it doesn't have a repa, right? So how would you say this one in 3-1?
Gramena. No.
Yeah, tongue back. Gramena.
No.
Good, very good. Okay, Carla, does this one have a repa in it or a shakara? Or you can say, what does it say?
I don't think it has a repa now or a shakara.
It doesn't.
So,
Yeah,
no.
you're right. So when it doesn't have, it stays e na, e na, e na.
Is this only in the Rama Shabda?
Yeah, this is all the words that follow the Rama Shabda. All this.
Yeah, but this, yes, but is this Sandhi rule? No, it's not only in the Rama Shabda you use it. It's a general Sandhi rule.
Yeah, it's for all the words that is a akara ending in hum in masculine.
Okay.
So, Rama Shabda is just like a framework, and and because most nouns, most letters fall within this framework, that's why it's extra important to so all the rules that are written here is also for these letters.
How do you know which a ending masculine, which words are like that? Is it all words that ends with a?
Yeah. So you see that all the letters here ends with a.
Yeah.
And you do have neutral. The feminine usually ends with a long a, so that's why you can separate the feminine and the masculine. And the neutral usually ends with a makara in the first case, but it's quite similar to they have similarities with the masculine. But most letters ends with a akara, and most letters are masculine if they end with a akara.
Okay. Thank you.
So Carla, so we said, what does it say here? Did you say?
Deva.
Deva. And we said it doesn't have any repa and it doesn't have any shakara, right?
No.
So that means that the 3-1, so we're talking about this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's instead of having a cerebral, it becomes a na, e na. So what do you think happens here?
I don't know.
It just clicked for Ariane. I could hear her brain go like, I get it. So it's, can you,
na.
Good. De, ve, na. So what you make sure you know the Rama Shabda. So you have this as a frame, because that's going to give you leisure when you do this this one. Okay. Kamadevi, what does it say here?
It says, that's a pakara, akara, ukara.
It's,
So it's
it's
pu.
pakara and ukara.
Pu. And then that is a repa with something else.
This is a
Which letter?
special. This is, can someone help Kama Devi?
It's dental. It's the first one is dental.
Thra. Thra.
So this is a special.
Dental combined with a repa.
It's a conjunct consonant of takara and a repa.
Huh.
Thank you. Okay, so it's putra.
Putra. Putra.
Putra. Son.
Good. Do you have a repa in it?
Yes.
Yes. Now, what do you think happens? So we had, if it was a repa, the 3-1, the ending would be e na, right? E na. So how would you say this one?
Putrena.
Putre na na.
Putrena. Na. Putrena. Na. Putrena.
Good. Tongue back. Na na na. na.
Putrena.
Subtle,
Okay.
it's a sort of thing when you do the cerebral, engage this muscle here. Na 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 na. So you get space. Na na. It's gonna come. All right, good. You're doing well. Okay, it's not easy. I know that, but you see how that's gonna help you when you're declining. Because if you see a repa or a shakara, you kind of have to go. Oh wait, that's the ending. The nakara changes into sorry, the nakara changes into a nakara, and the same thing apply for 6-3. You see this fellow here. So instead of this fellow becomes a nasal. So for example, if you had deva, right? So we said there's no repa and there's no shakara. Okay. So when we come to this one, it will be deva nam. It would not be a nam. It would be nam. Any question?
Aha.
You get it?
Yeah, so I think so. So that means that if there's no repa or shakara, it always stays nakara, like dental.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do have those letters, but you know those letters that we were saying like ku, pu, and the act, right? They actually are covering most of the letters. But there are, I saw that there's one, but you can almost take that as a rule, because they're covering so, because you know they said like you have a repa or a shakara, and then you have to have all these letters in between. But those letters are most of the letters. So you can almost stay with that rule. If you have a repa or a shakara, the nakara, the dental, changes into a cerebral. Okay, so
there's really more letters in between.
Yeah, you know, it's like you know, like Rama. It's, you know, the first letter is repa, and then you got a, and then you have a makara. So you have all these letters. The first letter is repa, and then you had the letters after that, right? But when they were referring to the ku, to the pu, to the ak, they were saying all these letters can be in between.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So an is a lot of letters.
It's a lot of letters. So it's
Okay.
almost covering most letters. So to make it simple for you, if the word has repa or shakara, you can be quite sure that the nakara in 3-1 and in 6-3 is going to change into a cerebral letter.
Ah, so it's only in the 3-1 and 6-3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, it's affecting. It's anything with a cerebral nakara in it. So if it has a nakara, then it will be affected.
If the word has a repa or shakara in it,
Yeah.
the 3-1 is we change to a cerebral nasalized letter.
Mhm.
Just like repa in Rama has a repa, just like Acharya has a repa, right? Just like Ishwara has a repa, but Deva doesn't have a repa. It doesn't have a shakara, right?
The reason it's affecting or having any change is because it has a nakara in it. Well, obviously it has either a ra, a repa, and a sha.
Ah.
Yeah? But it's the nakara ending that means that it applies by that.
The reason why 3-1 and 6-3 are affected, it is because there is a nakara in it, and it's the position of that letter.
Huh.
Yeah. So, all right. Now, what I'd like you to do, look at
Sorry,
this.
so I just because my brain is slow. On 6-3, what does it change to? So 3-1 it changes to a cerebral nasal, and then the 6-3 changes to which nasal?
So you see this one here, Kama, you see this one. This is
Yeah.
here it says Nam, right? This is the cerebral letter, right? Right. So
Mhm.
it's Rama, and then you have the tongue backward, Nam. The reason why this becomes a cerebral is because there's this one here. There's a repa.
Mhm.
Now, if we were taking a word that didn't have a repa, for example, we could have deva, right? It doesn't have a repa. It doesn't have a shakara, right? This one would be deva nam. Nam. It would be a dental. Na. So the difference would be a nam or a nam. Can you hear the difference?
Yeah, so it becomes a dental for 6-3.
Yes. 6. So we're only looking at 6-3 and 3-1. Nothing else. Just 3.
I don't understand it yet, but I'm just trying to write down that 3-1 becomes a cerebral nasal and 6-3 becomes a dental nasal. The word changes based on a repa or a shakara.
So what you can do is that you read this, and then you also go into the volume 2 and you find this Sandhi 842, right? And then you look at the rule again and see what they're saying. But you can also do this. Let's see if we can. Okay, let's remember. Okay, I got it. Desktop. Can you see? Can you see this now? I'm gonna open the dictionary. This is when you become Samskritam geeky and you go into this kind of like, I know the rules, and it gets so exciting. There people is like, oh, you're so geeky. All right, cool. All right, so what you can do now, you know, we're looking at all the words underneath the Rama Shabda. So all those words are following the framework of Rama Shabda. Is that clear for everybody? Is that thumb up? Yeah. If it doesn't, please let me know, because otherwise the rest is going to fall apart. Okay. So I just took one of the words. I took just one of the words that were in the list underneath. So I put Deva, right? Now look at this. What does it say here, Alice? This is 3-1.
Make it a bit bigger. Hang on. Where are we? It says devena.
Good. It's a dental, right? It's a dental nasal, right? It's a na, na.
Na.
And look at this. This is 6-3. What does it say here?
6-3. Sorry, my window's gone. Devanam.
Good. So this is also dental. But look what happens if I put in what does it say here, Paulina? Oh, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Oh. Acharayena.
Nah. You see what happened
Nah.
here? It changed, right? It becomes a na. When Alice did it, it was a dental because that one didn't have a repa in it or didn't have a shakara. But this one does. It does have a repa, right?
Mm.
Look at this one. This is 6-3. Oh,
Acharyanam.
nam, right? Long.
Acharyanam. Nam.
Good. Acharya nam. So you got to drop your jaw. Acharya nam. All right.
Really
So
helpful seeing the visual because I'm quite a visual person, so it's like no.
did it? Yeah, I think it clicked for a couple. Yeah, Ariane, it clicked. Is it?
I
any-
understood it in my mind, but it's like I need different ways of working with it. So yeah, when you sit in the visual, it's like yeah, it makes.
Yeah, I tried different ways so you can see from different. You know, you can go into the the Sandhi and you can read the Panini rule if you want to be that geeky like me, or you can just take it like it is and just listen to my word and say, okay, I trust Ingla. Or what you can also is that I like you to look at this, all these letters. You already did the declension now from the last homework. I like you to pick one word which is with e na and one which is with e na. And the same thing applied on the 6-3. So when you do the declension, you do the whole declension, but when you come into 3-1 and 6-3, you got to be careful. Is that clear? Is that confusing for anybody?
Can you say it again? So we should do all of them, the whole
Just-
Rama Shabda, or just
Yeah, you do the whole, you pick 2 of these words.
Mhm.
You pick one word which has a repa or a shakara in it that's following, which is following this rule that is changing into cerebral nakara. And also you find any word, you can choose any one, and one which doesn't have a repa or a shakara in it. And then just like you have this, like you did the last home fun, you did the, what was the word that you had, Nick? You had, was it guna? He had guna, right? So Nick had gunaha, gunao, right? Gunaha. So you do the whole declension for one word which is with, that's with na, and the other word which is without. And the only way to do that is to look at the word and see if it does have a repa in it or a shakara in it. Yeah? Confusing? All right, you got to shout out if it's something that's not clear. Give it a try. All right, cool. Yeah, it's okay? Yeah? You see, just a little time, just give me a little time. It's coming, it's gonna click. Ariel's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, it took me like, oh my God, before it clicked for me, because I had to do it by myself. So I have to figure that out. I was like, oh, and
Can I
then,
ask something, Lily?
yeah.
We went through the art, the ku, and the pu,
Yeah.
and the an.
Yeah.
But it's only an that has this special Sunday rule. Or
No, well,
how do you use the other ones?
actually what it says, if you want to go technical into so if you want to go and decode and go into the Maheshwara and figure it out, so what it does is that the in the Sandhi, when it explained the Natvam is the name of that Sandhi. So it says if a word has a repa or shakara in it, and then the letter in between, right? If those letters are these letters, and what are those letters? They are the at, and we saw that Nick mentioned all of them, and there were like the vowels and the semi-vowels, right? And diphthongs. And then it was saying it's the ku, so it's all the guttural consonant, and it was mentioning that it was the up, so it was all the labials. And then it was the ang, the upasarga. So if there was any upasarga as well, and then there's also one more, which is like a number thing. It covers a lot of the letters, right? But you will maybe bump into a word that is not included those letters, and then it doesn't follow the rule. But for now on, if you want to have a simple, like make it simple for you, if it has a repa or shakara, and the letter in between, if you want to go and study the Panini, I will do it with you and we can look at it. But that's going to make most of you people going to be like, what is she talking about? So if you want to go there, I will help you. But it's basically a rule saying the letters in between can be this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. If it doesn't have this one, the Sandhi rule doesn't apply.
So the Natvam, the Sandhi rule, is for all of those codes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you will get it more bit by bit, but yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is technical. So yeah, it's a little bit of like, I give you a funny story, true story. In India, I met this girl, and she in the ashram, and she was studying Sanskrit on the highest level. She was one of those Indian girls that are just geniuses. Very easy to grasp and all that. And she started explaining to me, like how but much more quicker, and I could feel how my head just started like boom, like spinning, like boom. I had no idea what she's talking about, and I was like boom. You know what she told me? She says she was such memory goddess. She had very easy with remember. She said there's nothing in this world that I find challenging. She had so easy to learn languages and mathematics. She's like, it's a piece of cake for me. The only thing that I find challenging is Sanskritam. Okay. So for her, it is this thing. You can go deeper and deeper and deeper, and you can dig in and you can get there. I'm trying to make it as easy as it is, but you might have moments where it's like, whoa, or sometimes you got to give it just some time, and it's just going to go like, I get it now, right? So if it didn't click today, it's okay. Remember to do this. I'm doing so good. I'm great. I'm doing. And then later on, you may get it explained again and again and again. And finally, it's going to go like, now it's okay. So don't be tough on yourself. Be nice to yourself. Remind yourself you're doing so well. All right. But the reason why I feel like I need to explain a little bit of this because I want to build up so we can stop reading and writing and making sentences. And that's why the the declension is important, because if you get that framework, we can start having fun with making sentences. Okay, so that's what I'm trying, that's where I'm aiming for, to get you there. Okay, so take this time and have fun, pick 2 words, remember, and then you can go into the dictionary, you can double check, you know, you just put the word in the does everybody have the dictionary link? Everybody okay with that? All right, so you go and double check on the dictionary and say, okay, I see the nasalized nakara, or I see that nakara. Any questions?
If we want to learn about the Panini side of things, do we just contact you?
Yeah. Well, you know, Mishika is very Panini. So in her book, you're going to see all the rules is referring to Panini. And yeah, it's high. It's very high. I mean, it's so much fun. I would go make sure that you get the Sandhis first. And then if you want to, you can go into the volume 3. That's going to be, I think it's going to be a good challenge. You can start looking at that. And
yeah, it's quite dense. I mean, it takes me a while as well, just because I feel like, you know, those like coffee, well, percolators. I feel like one of those where it's sort of like drip, drip, drip. Oh yeah, get it!
But take your time and go into the, what was it, the 842, not one. Go into that one, and then you see actually the Panini rule. So if you get that and try to understand what is written, and then you can go with the Maheshwara Sutrani and finding out. And I will send you with the Upasarga, so you can see the Upasarga as well.
I love the Maheshwara Sutra. I just think it's amazing.
It is.
It's just like, wow.
It's genius. I mean, it's just genius. Unbelievable. I mean, someone could just, I mean, they say it's not from a human mind because it's just so genius. So genius. All right.
Can I ask, do we have the different Mishika volumes? I think I only have volume 1.
You have to, with the Sandhis is 2. But
okay.
I can post the 3 of them. And
Yes, please post them, because I've been searching in my Gmail and everything. I don't know, I don't seem to have saved it properly.
Yeah. And please, you know, like if you want to send donation to Mishika, because she's a goddess, and she's the time and effort that she put into making these books. So, you know, to show her gratitude. Okay. Any other questions? All right, I think that's enough for today. We keep the Sadhana Panchakam for next week. Okay.
Happy birthday, Davy.
Oh, thank
Had to get that in.
Happy birthday!
I'm already 1 day old.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Anybody feel like chanting? Shall we do it?
Yes.
Okay. O swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Kshobarahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirvayaha Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashantu Ma Kachit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sakkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo Ma Amritangamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om. Thank you guys. You're doing so well. Very well. And if any question, put that in the group so everybody can share and you know, because if someone has a question, most likely the other person has the same. Great. Come, Devi. Okay, we gotta find the Upasarga. Where is? Okay, I'm gonna find. I'm gonna have to just see if I can signal. That was a little bit technical, huh? But you liked it?
Yes, I like.